Before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that I came out with new printable stickers, and the stickers are available on my PayHip page for you to download at payhip.com/catsplanner or check out the link in the description. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm planning for July in my new bullet journal. If you're new to the channel, I recently started using this beautiful notebook therapy notebook that it's going to be my new bullet journal for the next 6 months of the year. And if you didn't watch that video, I will leave my new bullet journal setup video in the description. So with that being said, let's start planning. For my July theme, I'm going to do a fresh and minimal lavender theme, and I will use just a couple of mite liners and black pens for all the decorations, as well as a few washi tapes. All the supplies I use are linked in the description down below as always. Starting with the cover page, I'm writing July in the middle using a 0 mite liner brush pen. I recently got the 25 pack of these brush pens from Stationery Paul, and I am so obsessed with them. I had my eye on these brush pens for a while, but I never got around to get them because I didn't need them and they were a bit pricey, but they are so worth it. I'm so happy that Stationery Paul sent me these goodies because I'm just so obsessed with them. I'm also using the brush tip to draw the lavender at the bottom of the page. I can't really draw lavender, so I took inspiration from Amanda Rachel Lee's lavender theme and Julian Doodle's honey and lavender theme. I recently discovered her channel and I am in love with her illustrations and how she draws everything, so she was the main inspiration to draw the lavenders this way. My lavender is extremely simple, but I added an outline to it using a 005 fine liner, and later on I will add some more depth to each leaf. I decided to draw the lavender inside mason jars, and I just used a thicker pen to draw them. They are also super easy to draw, but fill in the page a bit more. I also included a border on the page since I love doing that when the page is missing something, and I just used the fine tip of the brush pen mite liner to do it. For the quote page, I wanted something minimal, but that would cover the whole page to balance with my cover. So I wrote the quote in the middle using a bold gel pen from Arteza and the mite liner brush pen. I added a lilac grid behind it to fill in the page using the fine tip of the brush pen mite liner. Minimal doesn't mean boring, and these details can change a page completely. The final step was to add washi tape, and I ended up just using the grid washi tapes I got from Stationery Paul as well, since they are beautiful but match the minimal theme perfectly. And now you can get 10% off at Stationery Paul with my code CATSPLANNER, as well as at Notebook Therapy, where this notebook is from. Next is my monthly calendar, and the footage of me making it was corrupted, but as you can see, I just did a medium-sized calendar with 2x2 squares for each day near the left side of the page, and I wrote July on top more for the right side of the page to balance it out. At the bottom, I added a box for my monthly tasks, and next to it I drew some lavender to bring it all together. For the mason jars and the elements on the page, I added a gray drop shadow to the right side using an Arteza marker, and I finish off the page with a lilac border to match with the cover page. The next page is my habit tracker. This time I decided to not add a calendar just for my workouts like I have been doing on my other monthly setups, because I want to simplify how I track everything and maybe journal about it if I want to. So I just created 5 rectangles, one for each tracker, and I stamped a calendar there so it would look neater. As inspiration for this theme, I rewatched a lot of videos from My Life in a Bullet, since Christina is my biggest inspiration when it comes to minimal bullet journal themes. As for the trackers, I have vitamins, workout, study, outside, and friends. And the 3 first habits are self-explanatory, but the outside one is for me to track when I spend time outside the house or in my backyard just getting some sun, because otherwise I just stay in my room for days. And the friends tracker is to track when I check on my friends throughout the month, because I'm pretty bad on checking on them weekly. So I will make sure to do that more often from this point on. I finished off the pages with the grid behind the trackers and the washi tape. So since the main intent of this bullet journal is to be focused on self-care and productivity, I wanted to include a page for me to journal a bit every day. So I added the What Happened in July page, a page I saw in My Life in a Bullet videos and Sarika's studio videos as well. I did a huge calendar with 6x6 squares for each day, and I will write a brief note of what happened on that day in the month of July. I tried other methods of daily journaling, like the 1 line a day page or the daily highlights page, but nothing seems to work for me, so I hope that this big layout where I can add pictures and stickers can be the one for me. I will add just a brief note of what happens on each day, and if I want to do more journaling about it, I will add a journal entry for that day after my weekly spreads. I'm not a huge fan of journaling because I can't build that habit yet. I've tried a few times, but it's not something that I can do every day. So hopefully I can just write here something, and if I want to elaborate it, I will just write it after the month ends. And speaking of my weekly spreads, this is going to be the first week of July. Lately, I have been enjoying the structure-free weekly spreads, and this time I'm making it simpler but efficient. Weekly spreads take a huge chunk of my time after I fill my bullet journal setups, because I normally set them up all at once, so the simpler they are, the better. I added a mini calendar at the top and 7 squares for the days, and the rest of the space is just for me to add the lavender decorations as well as the grid behind the days of the week. For the weekly headers, I used the finer tip of the normal lilac fineliner because it was thicker since I used it so many times for my color code in my past bullet journal, and I outlined the titles with a black fineliner. To spice up the page a little bit more, I did the lilac grid in the background, skipping the rectangles for each day of the week. I didn't outline them or anything, but it's easy to see where the rectangle is, which I love because that way I don't need to add more black lines to my spread. And now it's time for the flip through of all my pages for July. I really hope you enjoyed this minimal but full of life setup. If you watched the video until this point, leave a purple heart emoji in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!